Okay. Hello, everyone. There's twice as many of you than I thought there'd be. So this is
Yay!
amazing start. My name is Kellen Lynch. I work for the Olympic Housing Trust, which is our community's only community land trust. And today we're standing at the site of the future Dundee Hill housing project. Exactly. Very exciting. I think for me, I've been staring at this project for a while, and the team has been staring at it for even longer. So I'm going to try and remember to kind of take a step back and talk about it as if I hadn't been working on it just intensely for so long, because you probably don't know so much about it. I'm just going to guess. You know, we're here today because of Pete and Ginger's generosity. I do want to just, honor that. This has been in Pete's interest to have bee housing for at least 15 years. So let's say since at least 2007, when the garden started as an interim use of the land, Pete has wanted to see housing here. He lives right behind us here at the house with the solar on it, and has been a steadfast supporter of Olympic Housing Trust since it began. He was one of the founding members, and we honestly would not be here without his leadership and tenacity. So yeah, that is really, it's not to embarrass Pete, but it's to actually acknowledge how this stuff happens. And I think that's been my deepest lesson, and kind of something I want to drill home today, is that this doesn't happen unless we all dive in like with our utmost, and it gets easier if more of us are doing it. Like, I don't want to be the only one raising money for this project. It is not fun to be in that position. And that is why I'm bringing you all out here today, is to say, hey, there's a lot of us that actually want to see this happen. And yes, the torch is carried by certain individuals for a while, as Pete carried it, Jesse, Ted, and Christina are carrying it. But we can't be the only ones if we actually want affordable housing in this community. It just doesn't happen. It just won't happen. And that is like the thing we need to sober up to, is we're kind of in a new precedent where housing has never been this extremely hard to get, but there's also never been this much need and funding all at the same time, and potential for funding. There's a lot of wealth in this community, and we need to know how to access that and to bring it to the right places so that we can be a viable community. So that is the gist of why we're here, why we're doing this project. I'll dive into what the Dundee Hill project is and kind of where we're coming from with it. The Olympic Housing Trust, like I said, is a community land trust. Does anyone here know what the definition of a community land trust is? Because I didn't before I started working on this job. No? Well, I won't go to the legal definition, but it is an IRS recognized entity. A community land trust, or a CLT, is a nonprofit housing provider or developer, and we use a model that allows for perpetual affordability. And that is exactly like, what does that even mean, perpetual affordability? It means a lot of things, but it really means that we cannot profiteer from a fundamental human right, which is housing. When someone enters into a house agreement with us, a ground lease with us, either by us developing the house or by us giving a subsidy to buy an existing house, or potentially by someone donating a house, whoever's going to then own that structure going forward is agreeing that they will not resell that house for whatever they can possibly get out of it. So if we, as an organization, say, hey, you need housing, we're going to put down $200,000 on that house, and you are going to put down $200,000 on that house. They can't in 5 years turn around and sell it for $600,000, $700,000, $800,000. Why would that be? It's no longer affordable. Where does that subsidy go that we just spent all this time and effort, raising? Like, that just goes out the window with the first family. So in order to keep it perpetually affordable, we have to cap the resale value. And so it's a formula that we use, and we feel it is fair to both the subsidy and the organization, to the public, to the private interest, and to the household themselves, because they are able to generate equity. They are able to walk away with more money than they had going in, and they're not stuck renting, and they're not stuck in a moldy house, and they have security in their community. So, like, fundamentally, that's how community land trust works. But really what makes it different from other housing models like Habitat for Humanity is that we have a representative organization, which means that it's represented by community members, potential or actual homeowners, and public officials. So we have a tripartite board. So that infusion of interest, of representation is in there to inform our decisions. We're trying to pull in what we've heard, what we've all heard over years of what affordable housing has been, and change that. These are not crappy houses. These are houses that we've built to last. They are not just a big block of houses. They are 5 houses next to a community garden. All of these houses, ideally, will be equipped with solar across the top. I'm writing a grant for that right now through the state. All of the houses will be highly energy efficient. All of the houses will have their own yard. There will be an electric vehicle charging station in the front. These houses are built for the next generation of this town. And I'm very proud to work on that side of it. There are 3 3-bedroom households and 2 2-bedroom households. And it's a townhouse style development. And so the 3-bedroom households will be kind of a separate piece together, and they'll have a shared unit or a shared wall and a unit in between, 2 on the ends, and then there'll be the 2-bedroom units kind of be distinct and off to the side. So that's the general layout. You can look at the plans here. There's a beautiful illustration that Christina did that I would recommend. It's also right here. So that's roughly what they'll be and look like, but the people that will be inside of them, they will get chosen through a process that we're still finalizing, but is essentially the same process that community land trusts all over the region are doing. For someone to qualify to live here, they have to be living in Jefferson or Clallam County for at least a year. You have to earn, right now, it looks like under 80% area median income, though we're looking at expanding that to 100% because the funding is sometimes allowing for that. The reason that we curtail to a certain income bracket is because that's what the funding says. It's not our idea necessarily. It's what federal government and the state government make us do. So they'll have to earn under a certain income threshold. And I'll say for a household of 2 at 80% AMI, it's around $55,000, I believe. They will have to qualify for a mortgage. So they have to have good enough credit. And we'll work with them on that if we need to. But those are the 3 big ones. And there's other stipulations as well. They're gonna have to go through the application process. They're gonna have to complete that on their own. I think we could all agree we need housing at pretty much all the levels, and this is a level we cannot miss. Right now, we have already raised over $300,000 in private money to support this project, which is amazing. It's amazing, and we're going for a lot of public funding from the state, but we're trying to raise another $150,000 by December 31st this year. So we're trying to get $150,000 more by then, but to hit our July mark, we're trying to raise $15,000 more to stay on track. So that I'll put out there for you guys, but also to carry that with you, that if someone wants to donate or someone wants to see action around housing, it's the hottest topic really for local issues.
Who will build the housing?
Who's gonna build? So right now we've sent out requests for proposals to builders across Jefferson, some in Clallam, some in Kitsap. Bainbridge is Kitsap, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so Kitsap. So we haven't chosen yet.
My husband and I are donors to this project, and one of the big reasons we are is because this is one of the first opportunities we've had to provide concrete support for workforce housing in our community. We keep talking about workforce housing. This is what it is. This is what it's about. There's other projects that are in the pipeline. They're all going to take a while to happen. But if you're interested in workforce housing, this is something you can put your large or small contributions to, your large and small volunteer time to, because this is what it is right here.
Yep. Thank you, Carla. Catherine?
Are you still building out your board and looking for strategic members that you might want to give a pitch to in case people have connections?
Catherine's not a plant. She's just that good. We are looking for board members. Our board has been amazing, but they've been at it for a while. And so we don't expect them to stay on forever. So if you or someone you know that has time and energy and interest in supporting housing, we would love to talk to them. A good way to start on that path is just become a member. And then that way you can get to learn about what it is we're doing and work into becoming a board member. Because we do want to choose the right people, because we have a tripartite board. That means we have to save room for folks that are either homeowners or potential homeowners. All right, I'll break it here. Come talk to me if you'd like. Go into the garden, eat some cookies. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.